Hello friends and greetings from Iceland. We will start with the latest update from the Icelandic Met Office. What they say, as you see, volcano is erupting. Today is March 20th, late at night in Iceland. Right now it's soon 11:30 in the night, and as you see, activity is ongoing. It had been active all day. If you go back in time, this is 3 hours ago. This is how we look. It still looks the same. So, what do they say at the Icelandic Met Office? The eruptive activity appears to be relatively stable, and eruptive vents remain in the same locations as yesterday. Lava flows from the craters towards the south, on top of lava which flowed in the first days of the eruption. So it does not flow over the new terrains, just spilling over the old lava. Little or no movement has been detected on the lava flow fronts near the South Coast Road and Svartsengi. It does not advance towards the roads or towards Blue Lagoon or the hot pipes, just moving around on the already cooled lava. But if volcano keeps erupting like this for many days, it will definitely reach the road sooner or later. It even might spill over the walls. Seismic activity since the eruption began on Saturday night has been minor. Very few earthquakes in the area. The weather forecast is increasing. Southeasterly winds today, 13 to 20 meters per second in the afternoon, but subsides in the evenings. I've been driving tourists today, and we had very strong winds in Shalerness and around Reykjavik. The gusts had been reaching 40 meters per second in Hvalfjörður. Gas pollution from the volcano is thus dispersed to the northwest and could be detected in Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, and nearby areas. An INSAR image, satellite images published yesterday showed clear signs of land inflation in Svartsengi from the 17th to 18th of March. So the land started to rise again. You could see it from satellites. GPS data from the 18th of March suggests that inflation rate is possibly decreasing. That's interesting. This could be due to magma now flowing towards the surface at Sunnúkur crater, and therefore does not accumulate beneath Svartsengi. Yes, it's a good explanation. The development of the eruption and deformation signals over the next few days will reveal whether an equilibrium will be reached between the magma inflow beneath Svartsengi and the lava flow on the surface in the Sunnúkur crater. This morning, today, experts from the National Land Survey of Iceland and the Institute of Natural History conducted aerial photography flights over the eruption site. From these images, it is possible to estimate the size of the lava field and the average lava flow from the eruption. The estimates will be published as soon as the data will be processed. Here we have another view of the ongoing eruption, and as you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 craters erupting at the same time. And the estimated lava output is about 5% of the initial output when the eruption started, which was around 500 cubic meters per second. So now we have around 20-25 cubic meters per second coming from the volcano. It is about the same as Gellingadal volcano in Fagradalsfjall in the summer of 2021. Early August, Fagradalsfjall was emitting 32 cubic meters per second, which dropped to 18 cubic meters per second later same months. And as you know, if the output drops to 3-4 cubic meters per second, usually volcano dies out. So right now we are 2025. It's unlikely to stop anytime soon it looks like that. So it's quite significant amount of lava still coming out of the volcano, and if it keeps going like this, if the supply comes from the lower magma storage direct to the surface, when we have indications of that as the land rise slow it down, it means it can go on for a while. And then the question arises if the lava walls will hold this influx of lava. Then infrastructure might be in danger, as lava might overflow the berms. They would need to rise the berms to higher altitudes, make them higher. And of course, roads are also in danger in such a case. Sooner or later, there might be a breakout of lava in that or the other direction, as it often happened in Volcano, you know, as magma accumulates close to the craters now, but at one point it breaks down and flows one or other direction. So there might be a danger to Grindavik town, and I believe the authorities should consider this if volcano goes on for a while, especially if let's say if it erupts for half a year, then it can pose serious danger to Grindavik town if the berms will remain at the same level. Icelandic Met Office published the map of the new lava field, which you can see here in yellow and red. And as you see, lava never really touched the wall which surrounds Blue Lagoon and geothermal power plant, but was very close, far more close than last time, and it didn't quite make it to the pipe yet. This volcano is still erupting. It's about 100 meters from the pipe, and to the south is about 300 meters from the road, as you see. But this lava tongue is very far from the crater, so that's why it's not expanding that fast. And you can see also another lava tongue close to the road here to the southeast, but there is a mountain, an elevation of 100 meters, Fiskidalsfjall, which protects the road from this side, so it doesn't have anywhere to advance here. So possibly sooner or later, if volcano keeps erupting, we will have leakages more to the south here, or perhaps to the east, because now the craters which are erupting right now, they are more to the south, not to the north. So I think Blue Lagoon is safe for now, but the road might get flooded if volcano keeps going for a while. And if you wonder about the size of the crater, here you see people walking right next to it. You see those small ants where my pointer of the mouse indicates 1, 2, 3. 3 hikers. I don't know who they are, if those are the scientists or just tourists who sneak it through, are walking right next to the crater. And this is the crater, so it's pretty big comparing to human size. It's not too small at all. It's one of the craters. You see they are walking towards the volcano. The area is closed, so it's nearly impossible to get there because all the roads are blocked by the police. But I think those are the tourists who sneak it through, most likely. So hard to say, but they are pretty close to the ongoing eruption, as you see in the lava. So the crater is maybe 30 meters in height or something like that, and it has a very prolonged wall, as you see, another maybe 100 meters long. The Earth Science Institute of the University of Iceland published results of petrographic and geochemical analysis from the ongoing eruption on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Petrological analysis on a sample from the new lava that was collected on March 17th showed that the new lava is similar to that of the previous eruptions. The chemical composition of the lava is also similar. The results confirmed that it came from the same source. The molten rock samples were taken on March 17th from south of Silmgrafat and at the southernmost lava rim near Husafat. The concentration of magnesium oxide ranges from 6% by mass in the glass of the lava samples base to 6.8% in the igneous rock. The average analysis of lava samples in igneous rock yields a potassium oxide titanium oxide ratio of approximately 0.21, suggesting a correlation with prior eruptions at the Sunukar crater. Earlier, on March 17th, measurements of volcanic gas composition were conducted using infrared Fourier spectroscopy, and this collaborative project involved scientists from the University of Iceland and the Icelandic Met Office. The gas composition measured is comparable to that of observed on January 14th, 15th and February 8th eruptions. For instance, the mass ratio of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide is approximately 0.8 as back in January and February. Interesting results also regarding the contents of sulfur in the lava. Although there is some variability in the sulfur contents in melt inclusions from 23-24 Sunukar events, these melt inclusions contain on average 400 parts per million more sulfur than those from Fagradarsfjall. Thus, the lava emitted on the surface during 23-24 Sunukar events have higher sulfur release potential than the lava emitted during Fagradarsfjall events. Melt inclusions are small droplets of silicate melt that are trapped in minerals during their growth in a magma. They are a key tool used to understand magma migration and degassing. Based on the difference between melt inclusion and ground mass glass compositions and the density of the emitted basalt, Institute of Earth Sciences calculated that 1 cubic meter vesicle-free basalt emitted 5.5 kilos of sulfur dioxide during Fagradarsfjall eruptions, while this value is 7.4 kilos during Sunukar events. And Sunukar lava contains more sulfur and will certainly have more yellowish sulfuric stains after a few years. As pointed out previously, volcanic gas in the last eruptions near Sunukar crater has lower carbon dioxide sulfur dioxide mass ratio 0.8 than was measured in volcanic gas at the beginning of the Fagradarsfjall eruption, which was at 5. This indicates that magma near Sunukar crater has partly degassed in the upper part of the crust before the eruption. We will look at more data from Icelandic Met Office, which also says the protective barriers around Grindavik are holding and preventing lava from flowing into the town so far. As a result, residents and workers of Grindavik have been allowed to return, although overnight stays are still discouraged, and resident families with children are particularly advised to stay away. To be clear, the area is still closed off for everyone else. New GPS measurements and satellite images since the eruption started on the eve of March 16 show the inflation continues in Svartsengi despite the reservoir below Svartsengi is still clearly feeding the dike intrusion since it's still erupting. This can be clearly seen in the interferogram showing the measured inflation between March 17th and 18th after the eruption began. As depicted on this illustration,
The brownish area is the new lava, and the yellowish to the left is the inflation area.
This suggests that magma continues to flow into the magma accumulation reservoir below Schwarzenegger and from there onwards into the dike intrusion feeding the eruption. This could be a reason why the eruption has not stopped yet and may indicate that we may be in for a long eruption, only time will tell. It looks likely that the intrusion has not been completely cut off from the magma cell like it has been in the past eruptions, allowing some magma to continue flowing and erupting. So basically, this time a small crack between the cell and dike has remained open. It's not big enough to prevent magma from refilling the cell since inflation is occurring though. And regarding the concerns for CO2 pollution from the ongoing eruption, we should note that the Grindavik volcano won't spew more carbon than humanity. This is because humans produce roughly 100 times as much CO2 carbon dioxide as all volcanoes combined in a normal year, according to NASA. The agency also reports that even the largest volcanic events, supervolcano eruptions that happen every 100,000 years to 200,000 years, produce around the same amount of carbon dioxide that humans produce in just a year. The Deep Carbon Observatory program reports that humans produce 40 to 100 times more carbon dioxide annually than the volcanoes, according to a press release. On the day the eruption started, Icelandic newspaper FYRIR published an article, an interview with a group of professors from the University of Iceland, led by Þorvaldur Þórðarson, who say that magma inflow under Svartsengi has halved since the second half of December. They say that if this trend continues at the same rate, the changes at the YKKUR crater north of Grindavik could end within 2 months. This is stated in a column that was published yesterday on Facebook page of the group within the Faculty of Earth Sciences at the University of Iceland, called the Research Unit in Volcanology and Natural Hazards. Since the second half of December 2023, the inflow from the deeper magma storage 10-15 km depths into shallow magma storage 4 to 5 km depths under Svartsengi has halved, or from 8 cubic meters per second down to 4 cubic meters per second. The studies tell us that magma can no longer maintain land rise around this crack in the crust if the flow drops below 2-3 cubic meters per second, says the column. The conclusion is drawn there: if it continues to reduce the inflow into shallow magma reservoir at this rate, the flow will drop below 3 cubic meters per second after about a month, 27 days, and below 2 cubic meters per second within 2 months, 52 days. According to this, the upheaval at YKKUR crater could end within 2 months, says the website of Research Unit in Volcanology and Natural Hazards at the University of Iceland. It is interesting that scientific group at the university evaluates the development in the same way as geoscientists Haraldur Sigurðsson, volcanologist, and Grimur Björnsson, geophysicist, did in a joint article on Haraldur's volcano blog the day before. Haraldur and Grimur came to a conclusion that the rate of magma inflow under Svartsengi had almost halved since the first magma injection in November, and published a prediction model that upheaval in Grindavik would end in late summer. However, experts at the Icelandic Met Office interpret the data in a different way. They issued a statement yesterday saying they show no clear signs that the flow of magma into the upper storage area had slowed down significantly. Therefore, it would be too early to predict the end of this scenario. Unfortunately, there is still considerable uncertainty as to when it can be said with complete certainty that this chapter of volcanic eruptions on Reykjanes Peninsula and near Grindavik is coming to an end, said the announcement of Icelandic Met Office. So this prediction is not 100% sure or 100% certainty, as there are opposing views. It's all speculations so far. And this note we will end our review. I wish you all the best, be well, and greetings from Iceland as always.
The ongoing eruption area remains closed to public access. Police is blocking all the roads at the perimeter of 10 kilometers, so you can't access it. That's why we are sharing the footage from the last year with the eruption, which lasted through July, August 2023 when I was there. I enjoyed it and I wish you all the best once again.